It's coming! Chat! Don't be 5.
Chests appearing out of thin air?
Where were you? Woohoo! 1 million next.
This needs research.
First, look at Cloud Retainer leaks. Is it the one that was marked sus? Elemental skill E. Crit rate releases. Cloud Retainer releases the wind domain, allowing her to perform plunging attack 3 times. Elemental burst. Nearby characters gain enhanced jumping ability, climbing the dragon, providing an instant burst of healing to the entire team. Subsequently, it offers sustained healing and boosts the damage of the converted elemental skill. Scaling factor. What? Okay. It can be converted up to 6 times. What does that mean? Like up to 2 elemental skills? Maybe? Talons provide a plunging attack boost to characters in the wind domain. C2 continues providing sustained healing to the entire team after activating the elemental burst. C4 increases attack. Okay, I don't care, actually. Okay, so it heals the entire team. So what that means is she might very well replace Bennett in Chow teams. However, only if her actual plunge damage buff isn't dog shit. Okay? Like, it needs to be pretty big. Right? Like, it needs to be pretty big to replace Bennett. And I don't know if it will be. She's a 5-star, right? So they probably will make it big enough. Leaks that I saw said that she doesn't heal full team till C2, only active character. I think the sustained healing over time is C2. Like, the sustained healing over time, healing the whole team is C2. But the initial healing is always the full team. At least that's what this says. It might be wrong, though. I don't fucking know. So, I mean, it's really just a matter of how big the numbers are, right? Like, the skill, unless it has really good numbers, is pretty bad, right? Because 3 plunge attacks, like 3 jumps into plunge attacks, that's a lot of field time, right? Like, that's not something you want to do if it's a character that needs to be built with healing bonus and stuff like that, right? Like, you don't want to give field time to a character that isn't doing damage. Or that is doing less damage than your carry. So, how good the elemental skill will be really, really depends on the numbers. It could be complete dogshit or really good, right? Quick swap DPS? You could play her in quick swap with, like, Bennett, Farazan, Kazuha, Cloud Retainer, perhaps? Maybe that's something people will do. It really just, it depends on the scalings. Here's the problem with her, okay? Outside of healing, she provides only 2 things. Potentially personal damage, but like Jean does that too. He doesn't have a lot of personal damage, but again, right, it just depends on the numbers. And I don't expect it to be that good without any buffs. And plunge attack boosts. But a lot of characters don't want to plunge attack, or don't really care for plunge attacking. Even the characters that do like the plunge attacks, like Hu Tao for example, it's a buff, but a pretty minor one. So it'll be better than Jean in teams where you're using Farina, but is it enough to actually push her into the Hu Tao teams that aren't using Farina? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. Again, it'll depend on how big the buff to plunge attacks are. This is a character that will live or die based on how big the skill damage is and the plunge attack buff is. I don't know if you can wave dash. There's no way you can wave dash. Wave dashing is done by using your glider at the beginning of a jump, which is only possible when there's an air current. Like, go on Xiao and mash spacebar in his burst, and you're gonna see you can't stop your jump early with your glider, right? Like there's a cooldown to how to like actually entering the gliding animation that waits until you've done most of your jump, right? And the only way to bypass that is with a fucking air current. So I really doubt you'll be able to wave dash with her. Isn't plunging just a waste of time? Most characters will have an outstanding plunge multiplier. For some characters it is, for some characters it isn't. Like, for example, for Diluc, this is real good, right? There's a reason why Dragon Strike Diluc is a thing for people who like playing Diluc. His plunge multiplier is really good. It's one of the highest in the game, if not the highest. I never remember. Yeah, and it doesn't have ICD. This can also calculate to be an DPS increase for C0 Hu Tao. It's gonna be an increase in her personal damage, yes. Versus not using anything. But is it actually an increase to her teams? Because you're replacing someone to get her, right? You're losing someone. Like, the combos with plunge attacks are the better than the combos without plunge attacks. But it's not like you get that for free. You need a slot on your team.